My question is, what do you do when somebody else is doing everything that your spouse won't or isn't?
Hold on, wait. Ask that question one more time. Maybe I didn't hear it right.
We want to hear that.
Hear that one more time.
What do you do when somebody else is doing everything that your spouse isn't or won't?
How do you know?
How do you know that? Yeah,
Right.
yeah, come on.
How do you know?
That's a good question.
I would answer that with a question. How did they become your spouse without doing everything that this new person is doing?
They were at first. And now it's like they're stagnant, they're not doing nothing, they're complacent with where they're at in life, and it's like...
So let's go back to the question. So how do you know that someone else is doing something different than what your spouse is doing? Before we put you on Front Street, I'm gonna give you some time to think about what you're talking about. Let's pretend that's the scenario. You are in a relationship, your partner start to get stagnant, and then you get this 20% that come in your life. You get that person that maybe your spouse doesn't compliment as much as you would like them to. Now this guy at work, we're gonna call him Reggie, start giving you compliments. What do you do in that situation?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Well, look, I'll take any compliment I can get these days. No. I want to go back to what you said. Why is that still, or what Trill said, why is that still your spouse? Bad spiritual hygiene to stay in a place where you are not honored, where you are not valued, where you are not happy, because it requires the level of emotional dishonesty from you to stay somewhere and act like it's okay when it's not.
That's Dr. Bryant.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say, sweetie, to take some self-inventory, because oftentimes what's missing in the relationship is what we're not giving or bringing to it. And so take some self-inventory and say, okay, a couple of things. Where did, if I did, fall off? Are there things that I stopped doing that triggered or caused him to stop showing up in the way that he did? Everything is a cause and effect. So let's figure out where the cause is and what's affecting it so we can get to the root of what's going on, because stepping out on him is really a deficit of your self-love. It's really a deficit within yourself as a woman. And the last thing I would want you to do is allow a man, I don't care how much you love him, to shift your self-love, to make your character shift into a place that's not good when you should be showing up to the best ability of who you are no matter what.
I love what you said. He didn't make her do shit. You answered those DMs. You responded back to that man. You like and excited about another person. And I think that's the accountability we have to take. It's always on my partner's deficit. And I understand there are some influences. Yes. But to scapegoat our lack of boundaries, our lack of a good moral code, our lack of discipline. Because I'm going to tell you this. You said spouse. You did not say your boyfriend, correct? That spouse you said till death do us part, right? Not till Reggie slides in my DM.
But wait a minute, death
respond.
of what? Death of what?
Okay.
Till death do us part. Death of what?
Oh! Okay, I see what you did. Okay. Now,
I'm just saying.
While I understand that though, but isn't this thing I guarantee you that spouse doesn't know.
I disagree.
Have you talked to them about their complacency and stagnation?
Multiple times.
No, before we get there, I'm talking about, did she talk to her spouse about the other guy that she likes?
No.
Well, maybe she don't
would
like
have had to talk about him being complacent and stuff before they even got to that conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
Because that's the conversations you had before you stepped over the fence. Now, this person wasn't having any mental deficits or nothing like that. They weren't going through any depression or anything like that. They just changed. Okay. All right. Well.
And yes, she knows about him.
Huh?
Oh, my fault.
What happened? What'd you say?
She knows about it. Wait a minute. Hold on. She knows about
She did
him.
a Fix My Life show. You can't
Wait
do
a
that
minute.
with one question.
Is she your wife? You married to a woman? And you cheating with a man?
Ooh! She not cheating. She's just getting some attention. That's it. We don't know what they doing. All right. To summate this. So I think you gave the perfect advice. I think we have to question whether the love inside the relationship has already died. Because sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes we are going through the motions of the relationship. We are saying, I love you, but it don't have meaning. We're sleeping next to somebody, but we don't recognize their spirit. And what we have to do is sometimes we have to reevaluate the relationship before the relationship makes us or turns us or influences us to be something that we don't like. And right now, you don't want to be that woman sleeping around or cheating or creeping.
Well, that's what you say. Do you? Do you want to creep? I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know.
Stefan, before we leave this question. Now, since we're talking about marriage, though, and these are a union, and right now we're going to assume that, hold on, time out. My bad. My brain is spinning.
Yeah.
Does the infidelity hurt more in that situation? Because you're in a same-sex relationship. This person knows you're bisexual. Okay. But when you talk about a marriage or a relationship, how can somebody salvage something like this?
Okay, well, let me just give you a suggestion. Because a lot of times people say they spoke to their partner, but they don't realize that trying to discuss these things verbally don't go well because people deflect, they check out, they don't really hear what you're saying, they listen to a rebuttal. So I always encourage people, write a letter, all right? Because when you write a letter, they're reading to process. There's a better chance of them understanding and hearing what you're trying to convey to them. But in that letter, it's not just about saying, hey, you're not doing X, Y, Z. It's also saying, where can I be better too? We don't want to single people out. We want to make this a journey together. Is there a path here that we can go on together to make things better in this relationship? Now, if from that letter, you guys can sit down, discuss it further, and come to an agreement on how we're going to move forward, let's do that. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to cut off this friend because this friend is going to make it very difficult for you to even embrace the process that you got to go through with your partner. So you got to handle your business. Figure out, are you going to make this work or are you going to walk away? Whichever you do is on you, but make sure you go about it the right way.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, just in general, man, I think the break in most relationships is a combination of things that we let slide. We get to asking ourselves, like, how did this person get so complacent? It's because every time they did something you didn't like, you said, hey, it ain't that big of a deal. I'll let it slide this time. When they texted you back 5 hours after you texted them first, you know what? They probably was busy. I'm going to let it slide. Or when they stayed out till 5 a.m. and came back with a bullshit excuse, you say, you know what? All right, I'm going to let it slide. So after so much letting it slide, you don't even realize you done enabled this person to disrespect you. You done put yourself in a position to where regardless of what they do, they feel like you're going to be right there. So at that point, I have no incentive to be the best version of myself. I have no incentive to be a husband worthy or great boyfriend worthy because regardless of what I do, you're not going nowhere. So at the end of the day, we got to be careful of the behavior that we enable. Every time you let something slide, you create a new normal. Every time. So you got to ask yourself, this normal that I create, can I deal with this for the next 20 years? If not, you need to stand on it right there on the spot. Say, hey, I'm not good with this. I'm not comfortable with this. That got to change. And if you don't, then you got to accept what come with that.
Doctor?
I just have a question, beloved.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it that you want out and rather than have the courage to leave, you need an excuse? Just a question. Is it that you want out? Yeah. Would that be a yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what you got to get is courage. Courage. Yeah.
Thank you for your question. I appreciate it.
Ooh-wee. So what you guys say about this situation? You know, she married, but she like the attention from somebody else because they giving her a little more than what she getting at the crib because the other person's been complacent and whatnot. What you got to say?
Well, first off, I got to say this. I don't believe in same-sex marriages. So I just want to let that be known because I don't want people to think that I'm on here like giving advice about that because I'm not. I'm sorry. I just got to keep it real, you know? I really rep the kingdom of God and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to hide behind it because, you know, to hurt nobody's feelings, to spare someone's feelings, I'm going to keep it $1.50. The word of God says that it's a man and a woman that comes together in marriage, not two men and not two women, and that's just the way it is. But if this was in a marriage between a woman and a man, and the woman is feeling like her husband or vice versa is feeling like the other spouse isn't doing what they need to be doing or whatever, and they finding, you know, comfort in someone else, I don't think that that's right. And I think that if that's you, you need to go into prayer and to fast and ask the Lord to help you. Going to find somebody outside of your marriage is not going to help you. It's actually going to bring lots of destruction to you. Okay, you would be in adultery, you know, and people who are in adultery do not inherit the kingdom of God, as 1 Corinthians 6:9-10 says. So the Lord will not bring you another man or another woman while you are married. So, you know, you might think that, oh, you know, this person is so wonderful. This person is doing everything my spouse isn't doing. That person, it ain't sent for God. Okay? If you have a problem with your spouse, you need to speak to your spouse and you need to bring God in the center of everything. Tell him how you feeling. Tell him your concerns. Tell him why you're angry or disappointed or whatever the case may be. You tell him, and then you go and you fast and you pray, because it's not a good thing that you have the desire to go out looking or entertaining somebody. That's a demonic spirit you are operating under, and you need to get that flesh into submission, and whatever's upon you off of you. And you do that through fasting and prayer. What you got to say?
I agree. I just thought it was funny how she was married to a woman and now she's going back to a man, the person you was probably supposed to be with in the first place. Not saying him in general, but I'm just saying a man in general. That's where you really supposed to be. You know, and now you on out. Yeah, I just find that to be funny. But yeah, I agree with everything Joel said. It's the truth. I just feel like it's just funny because they kind of said it. You accept him 20% from what this new person is giving you. You don't really know them for real. You just know what they supposedly doing for you, which probably ain't really much of nothing. You just, you know, feeding for something else at the end of the day. Just go ahead, pray, seek the Lord, figure it out within your own marriage and get that worked out, because it ain't going to do you no justice trying to go out in these streets dealing with other people. It's going to cause more issues and problems. You'll get some babies, and they might be creeping and cheating and leaking too, because like they always say, how you end up getting them is how they gonna leave them and everything. It's just too messy. You ain't gotta deal with that. It's 2026. We choosing Jesus Christ, and that's it. Leave all that other foolishness alone.
I'm saying, and you know, she probably going through all of this discord because it ain't natural. You ain't never supposed to be with another woman. That wasn't ever in God's order. But you know who ordered that sin? The enemy.
It's true.
And what do he come to do? Kill, steal, and destroy. So you ain't gonna find no true peace in the lifestyles of the enemy. You're not gonna find no true peace in that. It may feel good for a little bit, but then, oh, you gonna see how it really is. Okay.
It's true.
The enemy, he do not want to see you happy. He don't want to see you flourishing. He does not want to see you do those things. He wants to manipulate you. He wants to drag you into the pits of hell so cleverly and so nonchalantly you won't know what hit you.
It's true.
So put all your trust in and lean on to the Lord for his understanding, not your own understanding.
And you know we be watching these shows just make sure you take some godly wisdom. No disrespect to Ayana or whatever her name is. I don't got no. I mean, I ain't the biggest fan, but you know what this your deaf dude part mean. You know exactly what that means. Talking about which deaf. You know which one it is. Stop trying to confuse people and put your own narrative into what something that you already know what it's supposed to be. You know what it's supposed to mean. Don't be trying to confuse people with your own. Yep. That's all I got to say.
That reminds me of Adam and Eve in the garden when the devil took he twisted it. The Eve talking about if she touched the tree she will die, and the devil like, you won't die if you touch the tree. He played on it. That little loophole he saw, he played on it, and that's what Ayana was doing. She just that little bit like, that don't really mean that. Oh yes it does, devil. Get back, get under my feet.
It's true.
Woo-wee. Well, let's keep it going.
That's woo-wee.
Yeah, because sometimes instead of asking for what we want or taking a stand for what we want, we've got to do it in anger. We get mad and we got to have an excuse, as opposed to just saying, I'm out.
What's your name? What's your question?
My name is Stephanie, and my question is, why is it that so many men want an independent, self-sufficient woman, but appear to be threatened by her strength?
Anybody want to first stab at this one?
I'm going to jump on it. So you said, why do they want an independent, self-sufficient woman, but they're intimidated by her strength?
Yes.
All right, I'm just going to be real with y'all. The one who's so focused on the independent, self-sufficient woman, a lot of time is looking for a woman who's going to take some of that burden off of him. All right? He doesn't want to carry it himself. And some guys don't want to carry it at all. However, the intimidation part comes in from the fact of, what happened? Oh.
Independent, self-sufficient women cannot hear.
Can y'all hear it better now?
What?
All right. So the intimidation with the independent part, honestly, a lot of times that's coming with the energy of the woman, not the fact that she is independent. So the reality is that when you're in that kind of relationship dynamic and you are either carrying your half or more, because let's be real, the whole 50-50 thing is a myth, because in most cases, when you look at a relationship long term, it shifts to one person. And that one person is usually the woman, to be honest with you. She usually ends up doing more with the house. She's carrying the bills as well. That becomes frustration, resentment, and in that, you may not even realize the attitude and energy that you're given, as well as be real with yourself. The man that you're getting with who wants this, do you even respect him? Or is just a comfortable situation? Because I'm going to say something that's hitting my spirit. I got to say it. There's a lot of women where y'all choosing men who are lesser than to have more control and power in the relationship. All right? And you think it's gonna make you safe. Like this Negro can't cheat on me, he needs me. Some of y'all will even date less attractive men on purpose because you think he ain't cute enough to cheat on you. But then he still cheats on you. Why? Because there is an imbalance in that relationship. And imbalance is not about 50-50. It's about alignment and harmony. And you guys are not in alignment and harmony with each other. So ask yourself, why am I even entertaining this dude in the first place? And am I coming with the energy that he can honor and respect? Or is there some negative energy seeping out for other reasons?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Oh, true.
The reason that men want a super independent woman is the same reason that a lot of women want an uber successful man. I want what's in the big print, but not in the fine print. Ooh. And what I mean by that is, for instance, the women who want an uber successful man. I want my man to make 6 figures. I want him to be 6 foot tall. I want him to be emotionally intelligent. See cheering happening already. You see this, right? Until you understand the time that you got to sacrifice to be with that man. And so you got to understand the submission that it takes to be with that type of man. And understanding that, hey, the whole reason that I'm successful is because I'm moving around, I'm traveling. Like, we all content creators and things like that. We travel probably 100 days out of the year. So when you ask for an uber successful man, you got to read the fine print. Am I willing to sacrifice the time that comes with that? And more times than not, you ain't. It's the same way with a man who want an independent woman. I want that woman because it's less pressure on me to pay these bills. It's less pressure on me to be decisive or to make decisions, make heavy decisions and things of that nature. She can take it off of my plate. But I don't necessarily want the aggressiveness that comes with that. I don't necessarily want the opinionated woman that comes with that. I don't necessarily want to sacrifice my autonomy when it's time to sacrifice it. So I think the reason that men want an uber successful woman is the same reason that women want an uber successful man. Is I want the big print. I don't want the fine print.
I hear everything y'all said. But sometimes people just be intimidated because you're doing a little bit better. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like you can find somebody, men or woman, they've never encountered somebody that's a little bit smarter, make a little bit more money. Some people in their own right have taken care of all. But you meet somebody that don't need you to, now it forces you to have to show up in ways you ain't never had to show up for a woman. Now, the reason she's there is not because you pay all the bills, because she got her coins too. The reason she's there is because she likes you, and now you got to keep up doing the things you got her in the first place. A lot of times you've been in that relationship where it's been unbalanced. And listen, you can slack off because the bills are paid, but with her, you can't. And I guess what I'm saying is, I want to give space to a woman that's saying her experience is, hey, listen, sometimes what I got, he started acting funny because he was talking about his car, and I drove some newer shit. Now things got weird. And I think that happens sometimes. Do y'all disagree?
No, I agree. I'm not going to disagree with that. But I also think that, again, a woman has to be, and everyone, men and women, have to be very mindful of the energy that they put in out there and what that's going to create in their life. You know what I'm saying? And what kind of man is going to be willing to accept or deal with that? Because I can tell you, if a man is a provider, is someone that wants to make sure his woman is good, and you constantly on that independent stuff, there's going to be clash in there. Because he's not allowed to love you. He's not allowed to pour into you in a way that makes him feel good and can make you feel good as well. And you got to be real that sometimes that independence is a wall up. It's a defense mechanism. It's because you've gone through life thinking I got to do it myself, or not even thinking you had to do it yourself, but now you don't even know how to receive from people as a woman. And you become that woman that no one checks on because they think you're always good. Now you're getting tired, you're getting worn down, you got nobody to lean on. So you got to open yourself up, and you got to make sure. And my thing is this: stop even calling yourself an independent woman. You are a woman who knows how to be independent. You have obtained a skill, but it's not who you are. Because when you get consumed by the energy of independence, you start to block people and block your ability to receive what's out there for you.
But can I just say this too? How are you in a relationship and you independent? That don't even make sense.
Nope.
You're interdependent. Interdependent. And in that interdependentness, I think what you're talking about is the energy. So this is what I would say: no heat, no judgment. As women, accomplished women, we have to learn the distinction between testosterone and lady balls. Some women move in testosterone, which is very aggressive, not assertive. It's aggressive, it's combative. It can be downright disrespectful for a woman to be walking in testosterone. But lady balls. Lady balls are different. Lady balls, you know how to make him want you to be interdependent. Lady balls, he wants you to go because he's waiting for you to come back. Lady balls, they very different. Testosterone, lady balls. Who wants some lady balls? All right? So we got to be mindful about that, about moving in a very masculine, aggressive way as accomplished women. We can have our power, stand in our power, and give him the space to be.
Ooh, thank you for your question. I appreciate it.
1, 2, 3. So what you thinking? So the question was, why do men become? They say that they want an independent woman, but then when they get one, they be all insecure.
I don't know. That's what I was gonna say. I just feel like they insecure at the end of the day, or they don't really know what they want at the end of the day. For real, for real. You can't ask for an independent woman, then she being independent, and now all of a sudden you all in your feelings because she ain't around, or she making boss moves, and you ain't. You know, you better just go and find somebody on your level and call it a day, because that's not what you need apparently. But why they do it, I don't know. I don't know why we do things we do sometimes. It's just I just feel like if that's not what you really ready for and that's not what you really want at the end of the day, then don't be asking for it because you are going to end up getting something you're not really ready for at the end of the day.
I think I agree with the part when the panel was saying that some guys, they don't want to take on the full load of life, and they want some help.
What you mean by help? You want some financial help, or what you want?
Well, I guess maybe if the woman, if she bringing money in, maybe she can help pay some bills, or just take a load off of him if she's independent.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I just feel like, I mean, to that point, I feel like, because I'm thinking in the perspective of marriage. I mean, if y'all married anyway, y'all money together, so, but hey, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Maybe he don't want to be the only one that goes to work. Maybe he want to split the bills.
Well, good luck, brother. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? Not in 2026. Good luck. Shoot.
It kind of seems like a fear mechanism, because maybe the man feel like, oh, I don't wanna do it all by myself. I want help, and I can't carry the household by myself, and so I want me an independent woman.
I mean, I guess so. If that's what you like, go ahead. I mean, I like Joelle's an independent woman. She don't really. I wouldn't say when we met each other, we really like needed each other, but we wanted love and marriage and all those things. But she's an independent woman, which is what I love about her. She can do her own thing, figure out her own way. Entrepreneur. I like that. You know what I'm saying? She can know how to do her own thing, but I also can do my own thing too, though. You know what I'm saying? So hey, everybody like what they like at the end of the day, but don't be mad or jealous when they elevate, whatever. When they elevate, you're supposed to elevate too. It's not supposed to be a competition. Y'all should be in it together. So, hey, I don't know.
And also, the guys, they shouldn't be fearful to lead a household. The Lord is with you, especially if you got Jesus Christ. He will lead you and guide you. He's not going to leave you or forsake you. He's going to make sure you got the right income coming in. He's going to provide. He's going to put a roof over your head, but it's going to be through you. That means you gotta get up and go to work, and you gotta get in position, but he's going to bring everything you need. He gonna bring it, so you don't have to worry about not being able to provide for your household. The Lord, he's gonna give you everything you need, but you gotta make sure you get up and get to moving too. Okay?
It's true.
Yeah. What they call a closed mouth don't get fed, and people who just sit on their hands ain't gonna be able to move. You got to get up and you got to do something. But the Lord, He's with you, so don't be afraid. And also, some guys, they'll be like, "Oh, I want to make a certain amount before I get married, and I want to be this place financially before I get married." The Lord can change all that stuff in the snap of a finger.
It's true.
Whether you making 100,000 right now and you lose that job and not making nothing close to that, or if you're having a $20,000 income a year, and then in a snap of the finger he can get you another job making 100K, honey, just be in submission to the Lord, and He got you. You know, He got you for real. You ain't gotta be afraid, and you ain't gotta always think about money and all that stuff. Just do what you supposed to do, and the Lord, He got you for real.
It's true. It's true.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all go check out Stamps-TV.com. There's so many shows on there right now. We have Bell Collective, and we also have Huntsville, the new season. So go check it out right now.
Yep, and while you're on there, go ahead visit that Shop Stamps Apparel tab. We got lots of t-shirts, hoodies, jogger sets, all different types of stuff on there. So go ahead and get you a little something.
Mm-hmm. And go check out Stamps Essentials on the website. Click that tab, thebomb.com. We got shampoos, protein treatments, deep conditioners, leave-in conditioners, hair growth oil, hair grease, and Stamps Essentials Stay Moist Coils hair system. It's our signature product. It's going to help to bring out your natural curl pattern. And also you can use it as the base to your braid outs, twist outs, and perm rod sets. Okay? It's thebomb.com.
Yep.
And we out, y'all.
See y'all.